Oh yeah, Mikey. So that thing she's holding, that's the Colonel's core.
Okay.
So she's holding her brother there. That's where
Mikey
she gets
edited into a
armor,
fart core.
the armor and the fight ability right now.
Okay. But it
That's
looks
why
exactly like the evil energy from Mega Man 8.
By the way, what do you make of these?
These? Seems to be energy resources. But I've never seen this type on Earth. I don't know where this energy came from, but you cannot let it fall into Dr. Wowie's hands. You must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
Huh. Well, same asset, same team, company. I think that's why she says, let's do this together. It's one of her quotes. Is it her and Colonel?
Well, lucky for you, Ethan, we'll have plenty of time to redo all of our previous playthroughs.
Seriously, it's getting to the point now where we could probably redo some of the ones we want to do.
Yeah. I was surprised how long it took you to record Fart 3, because like in my brain I'm like, oh, that's gotta be in like Sonic 2 or something.
Yeah.
But then it turned out it was like in Mega Man 2, which is like our 7th
Mega Man
playthrough.
2?
Yeah. I have the clip of you unleashing Fart 3.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was Mega Man 2, wasn't it?
This looks like an easy boss.
He's already
unalived.
And now we're dead.
Now we're dead.
Alright guys, get ready for the greatest cutscene of all time.
Oh no. Is that like a robot?
Wasn't she lying on her face and now she's on her back? Wasn't she lying on her face and now she's on her back?
A continuity error.
Hang in there, Iris.
Please, stay away from reploids. Let's live together. In a world where only reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to
Aren't
believe
she
it.
awesome?
I wanted to live in a world where only reploids exist. With
Why
you.
does this image shake around like that?
Iris!
I think...
Iris!
I don't know, maybe it
Iris!
was animated
Iris!
on film?
Iris!
Yeah, the FMV is just, I think it's the way it's crunched or
Iris!
something.
Iris! Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
And there it is. That was worth the price of admission right there.
When he says 4, it sounds like Kath Soucie from Rugrats.
4! What am I fighting for?
Yes.
Anyways.
Oh my god.
No, it's time for a 16-level boss rush.
Oh no, not this shit again. I don't have any more stories about Wee Wee and the Pond to share. They cover the
entire part.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I told my mom about it recently, and she was like, Edison Homer Simpson scream.
Now, supposedly, I don't know if Alonzo is familiar with this, but there have been some fan patches for X4, X5, and X6 that try to better translate the stories and make some other changes to things. I've never played them, but I know Jay has. Jay's reviews.
I seen them up there, but I guess, yeah.
And I don't know, like, supposedly the PlayStation X stories are brilliant if you read them in the original Japanese or something. Especially X6, which was translated by a monkey.
I'm not sure about games about super fighting robots would have an impeccable story, as you say.
Well, then we'll be a little bit more generous and say that it's just strictly better than what we got over here.
It's much gooder, approximately. Oh, is this the one boss that says, "Show me your pingus"?
Yes.
Yes.
Monkey edited a pingus on the robot.
That is an old meme, and that is one that I still find funny. that was neat.
I like
That
how
was-
last time we recorded, you said it looks like somebody untangled a wire in the background.
Looks like a sloppy Joe.
It looks like a sloppy Joe.
It looks like a big fat sloppy wet spaghetti noodle.
For those of you who don't know, like back when I was still going to school for game design, before I gave that shit up because it was insane, Ethan would play test games for me. I don't know if Alonzo did, I don't remember, but
I did.
okay, so you did. Okay.
I
sorry
played
that I
Wee Wee and the
forgot.
Fennec.
So Ethan play tested Dimensional Gears, and he was like looking at a background for one of the stages, and he's just like, "Hey, that's great. It looks like a sloppy Joe." So I wrote that down on my notes, and then later on
It
I
looks
showed.
like a sloppy Joe.
Yeah. Then later on I showed that to him, and he's just like, "Did I actually say that?"
Well, because I couldn't banter with him afterwards. I was just like talking out loud and just trying to say stuff. So it's
Banter.
like, oh, the backgrounds look like a sloppy Joe. And then when I read the note later, I had no recollection of saying. every time I see him there with his one leg, I find it funny.
It's just a flesh wound.
I think you made that joke last time too.
Well, it's apropos because he's missing an arm and a leg.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Not Iris.
To the final area.
oh, she.
Unalived.
I know, I'm kidding.
No, I'm sorry. She was unalive.
She was.
Don't.
No. All right
The
then.
final. Oh, it's the boss rush. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god, it looks just like the last level of Mega Man 10.
All right, left or right, Ethan?
I left. I told you that last time, Lanzro.
I know. I just wanted to hear your voice.
I just wanted you to interrupt me.
No.
Uh,
All right, here we go. Finally got the pictures that I was meaning to send Mikey 6 hours ago. Well, it took me forever to find them. What was that message I was going to send? I was going to look for you earlier.
You were looking for the picture of the pop on the overlook.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look for it.
Okay, yeah, those are the IPS mods.
It's just a boss rush. They still do all the boss rushes.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
Yeah, when we play Bonk's Adventure for the show, you'll see the hardest boss rush I've ever played. Like, holy crap, was that hard. Actually, I'm sure I played harder, but that one was tough.
Around like early April, I ordered a Super HD System Pro or whatever it's called from Terra Onion.
Uh-huh.
It's basically a plug-in HDMI mod for the PC engine / TurboGrafx 16. Because despite all of the mods I've done to my PC Engine Duo, it still has like color bleed on it. And then before that it had jail bars, so I had to get rid of those. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just order this instead of an EverDrive, because it's like an all-in-one solution where you get RGB, HDMI, and the ability to play games from an SD card all on one device that you just plug in. So I did that, and it's like, oh yeah, this is a pre-order. The things are going to be shipping out in late April. Don't even worry about it. Well, now it's late May, and they're just now manufacturing the damn things. So it's like over a month late now. So I don't know what's going on in Andorra right now.
Did you destroy another Super Nintendo miniature?
No. Well,
You
yeah,
fixed it?
yes, I did. Evidently, because like
That's too bad.
and it
Oh,
shouldn't
you
be
guys see that?
destroyed.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, quit interrupting us, Alonzo. Jesus, corn dog.
I know. I'm learning.
So, okay, yeah. So, like I said, we're trying to get Ethan hooked up with some RGB modded consoles so he can record for the show. He just sent his NES off to Hugo to get modded.
Hugo.
And I think, did you get, like, what mods did you do on that Genesis that has the hum?
It's just an S-Video mod. I didn't do anything with the audio because I like that one itself. I have a Genesis model that has the good audio, so I didn't want to fuck with that.
Okay. Alright, so I guess he has that, but that has RGB out of the box, so as long as we can get
that one's S-Video. Oh, it has RGB? You tell me this all the time, and I cannot keep it straight in my head.
We just need to get you a decent, clean power supply, because Genesises are very sensitive to bad power supplies for some reason.
That's probably where the hum is coming from, then.
Yeah. So, like, do you have... Well, actually, that wouldn't work in this case, because it's a Model 1 and not a Model 2. But it's possible to hook up a PS2 Slim power supply to virtually any...
Yeah, I know that. It is not... What I'm using right now is actually a Jaguar. Because they are both the same.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was using an aftermarket AC adapter when I was trying to play through Potful Mail. And I was getting some weird ass in the CRT community. People use Potful Mail a lot, whoever has it. It's like a rite of passage, it feels like, but it's not.
It's like the one game I've burned to a CDR that doesn't really work on a Sega CD.
Well, I plugged it in because I wanted to play it, because part of my thing is I like to just go to my shelf and find a game to play. I'm like, this looks interesting, and I got it, however, who knows how long ago. Let's try it. One day that was Potful Mail. And I was like, I played this for 10 seconds the day I bought it, and it's been sitting on my shelf for 10 years. Let's finally beat this thing. So I did, and I'm like, I haven't used my Sega CD since we did the Snatcher playthrough, kind of. I probably haven't used it since then. And we never even finished the playthrough either.
Yeah.
So I pop in Potful Mail, and it doesn't fucking work. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, oh great, I haven't used it so long, the belt is probably shot on my Model 1 Sega CD. Fuck!
Oh, you've got a Model 1 Sega CD.
I do have a Model 1. I have both, but I use the Model 1.
It's more compact, yeah.
It looks better aesthetically to me, because I use a Model 1, whatever.
Uh-huh.
The good news for you is that the belts are relatively easy to replace. I've done that.
But it was kind of working. So the intro took forever to load, where normally the Sega CD loads really quickly.
Yeah.
It wasn't working, and then it would get to cutscenes and it would just hang there forever and just be like, bow.
That's actually what happened with me on my burned copy. So I think it's just an issue with that specific game.
No, what happened was I took out that power supply and put in I put in the Jaguar one, and it worked just fine.
Okay.
So I don't think it was getting enough power supplied to it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So maybe it has to do with that game and the AC adapter you're using.
Possible, I guess, but every other game I used worked fine.
Well, as we know, the Genesis is temperamental. And also hard to emulate. Isn't that right, @games? What the hell is this thing? Is that a moose?
Oh my god.
Mikey, turn his breath into a fart.
I hope you realize that whenever you ask me to turn specific thing, I can either turn the entire screen green, but if you want me to do something specific and turn that green, I have to make a mask and motion track it.
And you have to. I know.
And I'm just not gonna do that. That's too much of a pain in the butt.
You can do it for the last one.
Well, you know what? Another issue I had. Ethan gave me one of his PlayStation Fats to get HDMI modded, so I did that. But the problem is that that console had a shitty broken drive in it that would hardly read the discs, and it would stutter when playing streamed audio. So I'm
Mine did?
Yeah, the one that you gave me.
Yeah, that one had sentimental value towards it, so I hope you're taking good care of her.
It's in the trash.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I gave it an HDMI upgrade, so I would say that's...
Yeah, I destroyed it while I was modding it, just like my 3 N64s
Hey,
and my Super Nintendo
Shut
Mini.
up! Okay? So I got, like, a replacement laser carriage for the PlayStation, which is pretty easy. You just unplug it and plug in the new one. But it was like a Chinese one, aftermarket Chinese one, and it worked well for, like, 2 days. And then recently I tried to play this game just to play it for a little bit, so I popped it in, and it would like take forever to load. Oh, and I also played Misadventures of Tron Bonne using that laser. And it would like take forever to load stages, just like Popple Mail. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this laser? So I looked it up and I found out that apparently the Chinese aftermarket PlayStation lasers are notoriously bad. And that the better advice is to actually take one of the newer lasers from the PS1, the redesigned model, and put that in the FATs instead. So I ended up doing that because I have a PS1 lying around that I could just take the laser from. But the problem is that the ribbon cable on those drives is really short because it's a redesigned system. So you have to get like an extension ribbon cable.
Oh, man.
So I ordered one of those, and then I did that. Now games load just fine, so...
I just had to destroy another console in the process.
I didn't destroy anything, dude. Not this time.
You took the Chinese laser and put it in the old console.
Yeah, but it didn't break anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you harvested one. You turned 2 PS1s into one PS1.
Or 2 PS2s into a PS1.
Like, I am going to assume that out there somewhere is another PS1 that has a functioning disk drive, but otherwise doesn't work, that I could harvest from that for parts.
Mikey, I'm just giving you...
Now, something I actually did break recently... I installed a new fan on my PS2, which is HDMI modded as well. And it has like a replacement power supply, because you can't fit the HDMI mod inside with the stock power supply, so you have to get a different one. So I went in to install the new fan, and in order to do that, you have to... I guess you don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier to remove the controller board. Like there's like a board that has the memory card in the controller ports mounted to it, and it attaches to the main board through a ribbon cable that attaches through like, there's like a little plastic flapper you flip up, and then you insert the ribbon cable and put the flapper down. And it's very temperamental. You have to like shove it all the way in, and while the plastic flapper is all the way open, otherwise it doesn't hold. So when I removed the controller board from my console, I accidentally pulled too much on it and broke the flapper off. Because I didn't notice there was a flapper. I thought you just plugged it in and out, because sometimes consoles have that too. So I broke the controller board and I'm like, oh shit, well, I'm sure that I could just plug it in as far as I can and then put some electric non-conductive tape on it to hold it in place, and that'll work, right? And nope. My controllers and my memory cards wouldn't work anymore, so I'm like, shit. So I had to buy another not working PS2 for parts, and grab the controller board from that one, and then plug it in. And then that didn't work, so I also had to replace the ribbon cable on the main board, so I had to completely tear it open and remove the RF shields to even reach the other end of the ribbon cable, plug that in, swap it everything out.
Meanwhile, you want to know what my kind of speed is? I bought myself some components to fix my Dreamcast that are broken because they just have the fuse that's blown for the controller port. I bought those, and I bought the new like internal battery, which is some of the easiest mods easiest repair jobs you can do. I've had all the parts sitting there for like 8 months. I thought it was a huge mustache. I feel like it was bigger than last time.
Yeah. And now the Scythe has a mustache.
I hate you guys.